Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tiny Blue Games. My name, of course, is Seesaw or Chris, and today we're doing a bit of Guild Wars 2, which really is my favorite Christmas game because they just do Christmas so well. And to be fair, most years up until this year, and we're going to get into that in a second, it's been very much the same event with some different rewards here and there, which is fine. There's a lot to do, and I do enjoy it, but adding something new this year has really spiced up the entire event for me. And this is actually a video of my first run through the Secret Snowman's Lair. I might be saying that title wrong. The Lair of the Secret Snowman, maybe. But it is something that's kind of been on the Guild Wars 2 community's radar for a while, as it's kind of got some ties to Guild Wars 1, and there's been some data mine stuff each year kind of surrounding this event maybe coming to the game. And then with them adding raids, it gave them the proper structure to be able to put something like this into the game as well, which they do end up using. So it's kind of been like this story that's continued each Christmas event behind the scenes for the Guild Wars 2 community, where we've kind of speculated on this and seen it slowly come to the forefront. So I'm very glad to see it's finally in the game, and I was very happy to do a run through, so please enjoy. Some of the nice parts about this is that it is a raid, but it's very casual. You can really bring whatever class you want, and really you don't need a full group at all. For the first part of this is just me and one other guy that are doing it, completely random people, and it's going really slow, but we're actually able to progress through some of the trash. I don't think we'd be able to take the boss with two people. Maybe you could if you had a really good duos team, but I'm not sure. Certainly with 5 people, though, you could do it, and then 10 makes it pretty easy, but not too easy. We still have people going down. We still have some mechanics to follow. It's a really good entry-level difficulty that I think a lot of people who are scared of raids, they'll still enjoy this. And then where people who do like raiding and want to see their top DPS or see some really good support, it allows them to have some fun with that as well. So it's a perfect difficulty level, and it really allows itself to be a very good event. It does reward Christmas gifts. I don't know if there's specific rewards for the event. I've only done it the one time myself, but it did drop quite a few gifts, which was pretty fun. And if you were doing it with a group of 10, you could actually clear the instance really quickly. As it was for me with the 2 people going in, it took probably like half an hour to do the entire thing, which isn't very long in itself. And, that's with 2 people for quite a while. So you can join it just from Divinity's Reach, sort of in the winter area. They do a really good job of this game of sort of keeping their event activities all in the same spot. Like during the Halloween event, you can go to Lion's Arc and you can join any single activity sort of from the same area, which is a really handy thing because not only does it make it quick and convenient to get to everything, but for a new player, it allows you to see all the different activities really simply. In terms of where Guild Wars 2 is going, we kind of thought that we weren't going to hear much about the next story until after the break, and that is kind of the case, but we did get a trailer just recently, so I thought, hey, why not talk about that a little bit in this video as well? And it does look like a pretty cool trailer. I don't know if you've seen it. You probably have if you're plugged into the Guild Wars 2 community, but it shows off a new map, which is more of a dwarven looking area and is snowy, which is a huge win for me because I was getting pretty tired of the desert. I was getting tired of the desert, and I'm getting tired of the Guild Wars 1 reference material, which this one does play on as well. And I do get, from a marketing standpoint, that a lot of their loyal Guild Wars 1 fans are loving this, but I would like a little bit of a switch up to like sort of a new place for everyone every so often. Not that I don't love going through these videos with like wooden potatoes and stuff and hearing like the old stories of Guild Wars 1 and what it looks like now and how it's changed and all that. I do like that. It's just, I wish it wasn't every single episode, and it definitely seems to be they've struck gold by doing that with this expansion, and they've been riding that wave pretty solidly. I'd like to see more new content added to the world. And obviously they're doing that with like different areas within that area. Like, you know, the maps aren't complete replicas of the Guild Wars 1 maps by any means. And the story is completely different. It's just, I guess it's the feeling that you kind of feel left out if you don't know the Guild Wars 1 aspects and you don't know the Easter eggs that are being dropped. And it would be nice to kind of feel on the same level as everyone. And obviously I could go play the Guild Wars 1 games. So it's really not that big of an issue. It's just something I've kind of been feeling. The other thing that they're adding is a new fractal, which is also very exciting. And I'm definitely going to try it. It's kind of like near the coast. It's got some more like stuff from Heart of Thorns, like sort of those monsters in it, which looks pretty cool. And I do enjoy the idea of new fractals coming so regularly. They've also done an overhaul of the instabilities, which is really cool too. But my big thing, and I keep hammering this home every single time I talk about Guild Wars 2, and it's kind of a broken record at this point that I don't know if everyone enjoys or not, but I'm of the opinion that fractals should infinitely increase in difficulty. And we've kind of been stuck at level 100 or whatever for years now. And like the concept of fractals that I loved so much was that this is something that's never going to end. Like that, you know, they're always going to have levels almost that are too hard for people to attain at the current like stats. And then people are going to have to really work and grind out some infusions to slowly be able to do it. Now, obviously that kind of goes against a lot of their casual mentality when it comes to games. But at the same point, it's, you know, you wouldn't be gaining that much from it. Maybe you'd get like you'd be getting more infusions for higher levels because that's how it works right now. But you would just be getting those more infusions to do higher levels. So it's kind of a pointless system as long as you can get all the skins and stuff from the other levels. So I don't know. I just thought it would be cool to have it continuously go on like that. And that's kind of what I thought fractals would be originally. But I don't know. It's not exactly implemented how I'd love it to be. But I know I'm a kind of a minority when it comes to that. Just how I would enjoy more progression and gear in raids, especially in the form of infusions. But I don't think that's going to happen either. I think really with Guild Wars 2, they've found their stride and their player base. It's just about the regularity of the content and maybe more where the story goes and what new features we see added in the next expansion. Because obviously Mounts was a really good expansion feature. But we're going to have some, you know, questions when it comes to the next expansion, which is now more on the horizon than it has been in the past. And I've gotten, like, because I'll definitely get the expansion, even if I'm not playing. It's Guild Wars 2 is just such a good deal to pay just every few years for an expansion and play whenever you want. Like, you just can't beat that business model. So there's no way I'm not going to buy it when it comes out. I'm just really wondering what they could do as their main feature. And there's a couple things. I mean, the obvious one. One of the big ones that my friends and myself would love is capes, which seems like a ridiculous thing, but it's kind of been like this big sticking point for Guild Wars 2 now, that if they actually announced capes as a feature for some reason, it would actually like win the community over. But more realistically, I think they could do an overhaul of some of the professions. And when I say that, I also mean add some professions like fishing and stuff like that, to really round that out. But a lot of the professions I feel like right now are quite stale. They haven't been changed much since original launch, and there's not a ton of use for them. Yes, you can craft some ascended pieces, and yes, there's some good items for everything, but it's been largely the same since launch. And then there's even some that need to go up to like 500 level crafting as well. So I think if they were to do a really good overhaul of their crafting systems, added some new crafting systems, and made it more desirable to work with crafting, because I just don't feel it in this game as much as I do with other games. I don't feel the need to do professions as much, or the desire rather. For instance, a lot of the legendary weapon components, they're just traded into a vendor or traded into the Mystic Forge. I think it would be more interesting if you had players that were creating different parts of this and being more involved in that crafting process, as opposed to just random vendors and random recipes in a forge. But I might be a minority in this as well. It's just some of my ideas, and I always get thinking about random stuff when I'm talking about Guild Wars 2, because although it's such a good game right now, I know that it's not the perfect game for me. It's just it's a very good game that I like playing, but it's not perfect. And no MMO I'm playing right now is perfect, so I just keep trying to shape them to what I think a perfect MMO should be. And I know it'll never really happen unless I randomly make an MMO, but that's life, isn't it? So yeah, I hope you guys liked listening to this. I don't know. I've really enjoyed playing Guild Wars 2 this Christmas season. I think you should try it out if you are a fan of Wintersday. I know a lot of us here on the channel have suffered the loss of WildStar recently. They did have some fun Christmas events too, and I think Guild Wars 2 is a really good fit if you're looking for a game to fill that void. So definitely consider it. But yeah, guys, I hope you really enjoyed the video. And I hope to see you in the next video, which I do plan to make quite a few more as I'm off for the holidays as well. For anyone who regularly follows this channel, I post a lot more videos in the holidays or during the summer when I'm less busy. So hopefully you enjoy some of my content, and I'll see you in the next video.